What's going on, guys? RoadKingSino here, bringing you a fresh one for 2020. Today I'm gonna teach y'all how to strap your bike down like a boss. So we're not going to draw this all out, you know what I mean? When you're strapping down a bike, the thing is, whether you're strapping it down in a truck, whether you're strapping it down on a trailer, me, personally, I prefer to have my bike strapped down from at least 4 points. And what I mean by that is you got your front of your bike here, your rear of your bike there, okay? So with the front of your bike, you want to strap down your left side front, your right side front, your left side rear, and your right side rear. Sometimes people kind of argue that you don't need 4 straps all the time if you're actually trailing your bike somewhere, you know, as far as a short distance. But me personally, again, I like to strap down with 4 contact points, you know what I mean, just to keep it safe, because you always got a lot of hopping and bumping and things like that going down the road. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm actually show you the type of straps that I got, because I do get asked that question a lot. You know what I mean? These are actually Rhino straps. If you take a look at them, they are pretty thick. These ones particularly came off of Amazon. They're a good strap. The working load limit on them, I think, is around 1,750 pounds, something like that. And its max brake strength is like 5,200 pounds. So they're good to go. A lot of times people wonder if like Walmart straps are good. Me, in general, crank straps in general are good as long as you're actually using that 4-point system that I'm talking about. So rule of thumb is, no matter how you're trailing your bike or transporting your bike, the concept of it is the same. All right, hopefully you got some type of wheel chalk in place. Okay, this is my makeshift trailer. In your wheel chalk, boom. Good to go. I like to keep the bike in gear. Normally people use these handlebar straps, and I actually use them at times depending on what I'm actually trailering. But instead, we're gonna use these kind of straps. And just so you know, like this is nothing rigged or whatever. They sell handlebar straps at any motorcycle shop. It's just rags on the end, because sometimes depending on the width of your handlebars, it can actually get caught on your plastic and stuff like that. So you're just taking proper measures to make sure you keep your bike in good condition. But instead, we're going to use these, which is part of the Rhino pack. You can figure out what's stable, guys, but don't try and use your levers or something like that, or your mirrors as your strap point. That's just straight up nuts, all right? So just use common sense in this case. We know that lower tree ain't going nowhere, so that's a good strap point. We ain't gonna do nothing but do the same exact thing on the other side. Lower tree, strap point. Important with the crank straps. Crank goes closest to the trailer. Remember that. That's the easiest way I can put it. The crank part of the crank strap goes closest to the trailer. That way you're pulling and forcing your bike down. Now some people don't like to do it like this because it's putting pressure on your forks. Pressure on your forks is actually okay. You know what I mean? That's what they're actually for. When you overdo it, that's when you run into issue with, you know, your fork seals busting and things like that. So it's just about knowing how far to go when you're doing it. These straps come with this nice little hook on it, so where you won't have to worry about it backing up. Me, I like to do everything extra just to ensure that it's on there. So it's looped around your hooking loop, but also it's got the hook closed in from there. Take your crank strap, just give it a little. That's it. Again, I'm just doing my little hook and loop method. Do the crank, give it a little. All right. Now you want to just make sure you got it balanced even on the right hand side, left hand side. You don't want it rocking over to one side more than the other. You want to try and keep it centered when you're bringing it down, okay? So you see it's putting a little bit of pressure on the forks, but not a whole lot. Now these also lock. When you lift up a little bit on it, you push it down, and that little ledge should actually lock right over top of that. That's so. So then that way you can actually pull it all the way down. All right. So just after you do that, come to the back, check, make sure it's straight. Then go ahead and just crank it down about a little extra half crank on each side. Again, you don't have to overdo it, especially when you are strapping it down using this 4-point system. This is just a little slip knot that I learned from a race buddy of mine, that it just works so you don't have, you know, the tails of your straps flapping around. Same thing on this side. Got to bring it down a little half a crank. You see the whole trailer moving? If the whole trailer's not moving when you're strapping your bike down, or after you get done strapping your bike down, you ain't strapped it down good enough. So for this particular bike, I don't have a whole lot of strapping points that I go with, but I'm gonna go with the passenger peg set. I don't have to strap it down too hard, so it won't be a big issue. Only you know where would be a good strapping point at for your bike, because all bikes are a little bit different. But again, make sure it's somewhere dealing with your subframe, your swing arm, of course your frame, you know, what have you. Okay, now I'm gonna show you one method, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do another method for my particular setup. I'm just gonna come in right there, pull that strap around there, pull this too, lock in, a little bit of tension, that's it. Backside, same thing. I'm just gonna tighten this up a little bit, put a little pressure on it. That's all you want. Boom. Okay, you see that other side wiggling a little bit? Do that same thing until you tight all the way around. You're done. You're ready to go. You don't have to overdo it. If you're on an open trailer, every chance you get to stop, whether you're gassing up, if you're going on a long ride, I say every hour, couple hours, or as you gas up, like I said, if you're doing a short distance, you could probably stop somewhere halfway in between and check it out and make sure it's good. But other than that, you strapped in. Same method for a trailer, enclosed and open trailer. I tend to strap your front pulling forward, your rear pulling backwards. So guys, I hope you learned something from the video. If you haven't already, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share the video. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is change the positioning of the rear straps, because I told you about me going ahead and strapping this bike down like a boss. Here go the boss part. Only thing I'm doing in my case is taking my rear straps and pulling forward with them. And I'll tell you why. I don't need the extra pressure going back, if you will. That's all we doing, a little extra. She still ain't moving when you strapping your bike in like a boss. All right, and a quick little thing, man, that I might have missed before starting, or when we first started. When you pull your bike in your chalk, you want to make sure you keep your bike in gear. If you don't have a chalk and you got a makeshift chalk, or you got it wedged up against cinder blocks, bricks, however you want to put it, you always want to make sure your bike is in gear. Also, just another precaution, have your kickstand down. You won't use it if you strapped it down right, but again, it's another safety precaution that you could take. But other than that, you should always be able to move that bike and kind of feel that trailer moving a little bit with it. So y'all remember when I said, man, loading your bike like a boss? Hey man, you know RoadKingSino a little extra. Hey. The kid ain't playing, baby. The kid ain't playing. Alright guys, all jokes aside, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. And of course, as you can tell, I will be offering transportation services for motorcycles soon. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Dirty Left Shoe Chronicles got a lot more for you. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.